Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're going to talk about how did I do in my 24-hour fast. Coming up next. Hey, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb. Hi guys, I have lost 50 pounds on the keto diet with another 50 pounds to go. Whoops. I'm a proud mama to a 2-year-old and a wife. Those are my two most important titles, but I am a serial entrepreneur owning several very successful businesses, and have worked the keto lifestyle around my busy schedule and busy life, probably just like yours. So I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about my 24-hour fast, how it went. Many of y'all have been asking me about it and how I built up to that point, because some of y'all know, having come from an eating disorder background, diving into a 24-hour fast of not eating, I was very concerned it was going to trigger some dormant bears. You know, you poke the bear, you wake it up, and I was very concerned about it, but I'm super excited to share. I've had amazing success with it and have been practicing to get to this point of 24-hour fast. So here's my top tips to survive a 24-hour fast that's intentional. So my first tip is, for me, is being on the keto diet, I have been fat adapted. I don't quite frankly know how anyone could do a 24-hour fast comfortably without being fat adapted. So if you're new to the keto diet or new to the ketogenics way of life, do not, this is my recommendation, do not start fasting. Typically people do like a 12 and 8. Once they kind of get fat adapted to get the ball rolling, which is 12 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. No, that's not right. I just said the math. That does not equal up to 24 hours. A 16 and 8. There you go. That's the math that I was looking for. 16 hours of fasting, 8 hours of eating. And that's what some people start with keto. I've done keto for almost a year, and I've just started to put my toe in the lady pond known as fasting, so intermittent fasting. So if you take a while and you're slow, that's okay. I'm totally slow too. High five, high five. It's taken me a while, and the main reason has been because of my eating disorder and kind of wanting to get the keto lifestyle under my belt. And now that I feel like I have, I'm ready for the next step. And Dr. Ken talks about that. Dr. Ken Berry, when we do our chats together, he frequently references, you know, changing the paradigm shift. And so for me, that's taken a while to do. So tip number 1, be fat adapted. Tip number 2 for me was get victories under my belt. Oh, there's applesauce and pork chop walking by, my 2 dogs. Of course, they're named after food, of course, right? And I'm trying to work on a 3rd dog named Gravy or Biscuit, so I'll keep you posted. And if you're watching this, make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe. Would love to see you on other videos. But my second tip is get a victory under your belt before doing a 24-hour fast. For me, I did a 12-hour fast, and then I did a 16-hour fast, a 17-hour fast. A 19.5-hour fast was the longest I had done until today, which was then a 24-hour fast, which I just finished, and I just finished eating a meal, and then now I'm back to fasting again. So I ate my meal, I broke my fast, and now I'm back to fasting, but that's kind of what's transpired the past like 2 hours. So my tip number 2 for you is get a victory under your belt. Get something that you, like, I felt confident being like, dude, I rocked the 18-hour, 19.5-hour fasting. I felt so good. I felt confident about it. And for me, I needed to have that confidence walking into today's 24-hour fasting. The next thing is, for me, to help, and again, these are all my tips, do what feels best for your body. There's a million different ways to do keto. Please don't be the keto police, woo, trying to school me. Like, you do you, I'll do me. We'll all love each other and be kind and loving to each other. Here's my loving shirt. It says, I love my awesome husband. So don't try to school me on this, because quite frankly, it's a topic of where we all need to educate ourselves, but then at the end of the day, make our own decisions based upon the information, right? So for me, having set times was super important. I'm a boundaries person. Like, give me parameters, give me bookends, give me a fencing to go in, and I do very well with that. So, but I did have in my mind, like, if my body's telling me to stop, I'm going to stop, right? Like, if I got to hour 22, I wasn't going to force it just for the sheer practice of forcing it. So have set time boundaries would be my 3rd tip for you for doing a 24-hour fast. For me, drinking water, sparkling water, decaf coffee, regular coffee, and tea was super, super helpful. I liked hydrating. I feel cleansed inside having that amazing water. and having that. But there have been, Dr. Berg talks in some of his videos, although I haven't read any of his books, I've watched some of his YouTubes. He does talk about having too much caffeine will spike your insulin, and then that can kind of jack with your results for a fast. So I did try to have more decaf coffee than like regular coffee. Now, the next thing that some people of y'all have asked me, which I reference this book a lot because I love it, is Dr. Fung's The Complete Guide to Fasting. I'll put in the description link below, so you can go if you want to get this on Amazon. I love this book. I love it. And what it tells me on page 254, because everyone asks, and so here I'm putting it out there for everybody, Dr. Fung says that you can consume up to 6 cups of coffee on a fasting day. There you go. It says black coffee is preferable, but you can add up to 1 tablespoon of fats. And then he lists out fats, which are coconut oil, butter, ghee, heavy whipping cream, half and half, whole milk. Now, we don't do on keto whole milk because of the sugar. And it also says in here, I just lost my page. See, I've broken the book because I've been reading it so much. What you can't add to your coffee is like sweeteners, powdered dairy products, artificial sweeteners, and low-fat or skim milks. Whole milk is preferred, but we don't have whole milk on keto. So it's saying right here that you can have 1 tablespoon of fat in each cup of coffee as you wish, with up to 6 cups of coffee on a fasting day. That's how I interpret it. So get the book. If you have questions, I would say go get the book. That's how I interpret it. There are many sources out there that say that adding fats into your coffee breaks your fast. I am subscribing to Dr. Fung's suggestions. That's what I've researched this heavily, and again, you do you, I'll do me. This is where I'm subscribing to those philosophies for fasting. So the next thing to talk about is having fluids was my tip number 4. Having water, like it's not a dry water fast. I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in that. So number 5 for me was focusing on other things. So at the tail end of my fast, as part of my reward system, and some of y'all may have seen some of my rewards videos, I'll put them up here. I'm very much a rewards person. That's my personality style, and I know myself well enough. I wanted to have a reward, so I got my nails done. They look like little Easter bunnies, the little pink shimmer. For all you dudes out there, I can see in our analytics we have lots of dudes who watch this. Sorry, that's the Countess likes to have her nails done. So I got my nails done for the last, and a pedicure for the last like hour and a half, and that helped me to break I was not paying attention at all to my hunger or anything like that. I was enjoying the relaxation of it. So those are my tips. One is be fat adapted. For me, I would not try it unless I was fat adapted. It made it so much easier because finishing it, I feel so good. Like I feel I'm doing it another fast again, another 24-hour fast tomorrow. Now I'm setting the expectation. If I achieve it, I don't know. Check out Facebook, check out counteroflowcarb.com, check out Counter of Low Carb on Instagram to see. But my intention is to do another 24-hour fast because I'm working on the OMAD, OMAD diet of having 1 meal a day in a 24-hour period. And I'm testing that. So more videos will be coming out on that. But my first tip, be fat adapted. 2, get a victory under your belt. So I wouldn't start right at the 24-hour period. Start small. Don't be new. I would heavily do whatever you want, but my suggestion would be like, don't be new under that. Get some victories under your belt. 3, set times. For me, that was super helpful to know when I started and when I stopped. 4, have water, coffee, tea, sparkling water. No diet soda because that has sweetener in it. And no like vitamin waters, that doesn't count either. No coconut water, that doesn't count either. And then the 5th one is focusing on other things. So we went, what was it? When I was doing my 19-hour fast, we as a family went to Cracker Barrel. I did not eat while I was at Cracker Barrel. I had a cup of coffee and I had brought my travel coconut oil with me. Actually, it wasn't travel, it was a whole jar of coconut. We went and stopped and bought a whole jar of coconut oil because I left my travel packets at home, which I'll put those travel packets in the description link below too, if you're interested. They're awesome. So thank you for, Jeannie's the one who recommended them to me. Thank you. So focusing, I was laser focused on conversation with my husband and with my son. I was present. I was not thinking about the order coming up, placing the order, like all the rigmarole for me that goes into with food. So 50 pounds down, going on my next 50 pounds. I'm coming for you. I'm gunning for you. If you want, you click like on this video, make sure you click subscribe, and I can't wait to be on the journey with you again and talk about my next fast and OMAD diet. Have a great day. Bye.